Hello everyone, my name is Tavi Ginariu and it's my joy to welcome you again to EliteGuitarist.com. Today we're going to learn how to play Estudio number 3 in A major by Fernando Sor. Fernando Sor was a prolific Spanish composer. He wrote a whole bunch of studies and Andrés Segovia took about 20 of them and compiled them in a book entitled Etudes for the classical guitar. These studies are a wonderful opportunity for the student to not only refine his or her technique, but also to cultivate musical instincts. These studies are a great platform to experiment with tonal colors, with tempo variations, with rubato and tempo elasticity. The reason I chose this study is because I don't believe the student ought to only pursue technical development in the first couple of years of studying the classical guitar. But from the very beginning, you could pursue not only technique, but also musicality. And so this is a great opportunity to start delving into some of those musical concepts that made Segovia such a great artist in terms of phrasing. So without any further ado, let's get straight to work. Estudio number 3 by Fernando Sor. So welcome to the first section of Estudio number 3. I think the purpose of this study is to teach the student how to sustain a melodic line while playing a softer, more staccato accompaniment. You will notice in the performance that I'm playing the accompaniment fairly short. Now, in terms of articulation, the way we play staccatos is a combination of right hand technique and left hand technique. So you could play a staccato simply by releasing the pressure from the strings with the left hand. So I'm playing the notes and then immediately releasing the strings without fully taking my finger off the strings. On the right hand, we could also supplement that for even a cleaner staccato. And what I would suggest on the right hand to do is to play the notes and then plant immediately after plucking the notes. So you may want to just experiment with these techniques. I would suggest that before you actually learn how to play this study, you try to incorporate just this very simple exercise for the right hand. So plucking the high E string with the A finger and then plucking the G and the B strings with I and M and immediately muting the strings again. You could start very slowly until you get used to the mechanics and to the technique part of it. And as you get more comfortable, you could speed that process up. So before you even start learning how to play the actual notes, I suggest that you get used to that specific technique. So let's get started. The first note in the piece is an A note played with the 4th finger on the 1st string, 5th fret. You should place the finger right next to the fret for easiness of play and also for clarity of sound. Followed by an A and C sharp. The A and C sharp are played with a partial bar pressing 3 out of the 6 strings. The A is played with the 1st finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. C sharp played with the same 1st finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. So let's try that again. And for a beautiful dark sound, I suggest that you pluck towards the wrist. So as you pluck with the A finger, it is very tempting to simply pluck outward, but you'll get a pretty thin and naily sound. If you want to really stand out among classical guitar performers, you would want to develop that really dark and viscous tone. To do so, the A finger will travel slightly towards the palm of the hand, almost caressing the string, as opposed to so here we go, A, followed by A and C sharp. Then I'm going to play a G sharp with the fourth finger on the first string, fourth fret, followed by B and D. The B is played with the third finger on the third string, fourth fret, and then the D played with the second finger on the second string, third fret. Again, and back to the same A and C sharp, followed by open E, first string, accompanied by G sharp and B played simultaneously. So G sharp played with the first finger on the third string, first fret, and B is the open second string. For the right hand, we're going to apply the same technique, A and then I and M together. After this, I'll play an F sharp with the fourth finger on the first string, second fret, followed by an A and C sharp. The A and C sharp are played with the second finger on the third string, second fret, and the C sharp with the third finger on the second string, second fret. After F sharp, accompanied by A and C sharp, I'm going to play again an E, open first string, accompanied by G sharp and B, and we have encountered this already. So let's take the first few groupings of notes. Again, very slowly. Moving forward, I'm going to play a D sharp note, play with the fourth finger on the second string, fourth fret, followed by F sharp and A. The F sharp is played with the third finger on the fourth string, fourth fret, and the A is played with the first finger on the third string, second fret. You could play this by pressing each note or by placing a bar on that second fret. For some reason, it's more helpful to me to place a full bar on that second fret. However, you could choose either to position each finger on each note or play the A by virtue of that full bar. Followed again by E, open first string, and G sharp and B together. G sharp played again with the first finger, third string, first fret, and then open second string B. Then we're going to play a D natural note, played with the second finger on the second string, third fret, followed by F sharp and A together. F sharp played with the third finger on the fourth string, fourth fret, and A played with the first finger on the third string, second fret. So, followed by a C sharp and E and A together. The C sharp is played with a bar chord. It's a partial bar chord pressing 4 out of the 6 strings. And so the C sharp is found on the second fret of the second string, and then E and A found on the second fret of the fourth and the third string. So let's review up to this point in time again. Now I'm going to play a B note open second string, followed by D and A together. The D is the open fourth string, and the A is played with the third finger on the third string, second fret. Followed by F sharp, played with the fourth finger on the first string, second fret. And again the same D and A in the accompaniment. So B, D and A, F sharp, D and A, followed by an open B. The open B is the second open string, accompanied by E and G sharp. The E is played with the second finger on the fourth string, second fret, G sharp, first finger on the third string, first fret. Followed by E, open string. Again the same E and G sharp in the accompaniment. Then D, played with the second finger on the second string, third fret, and then E and B in the accompaniment. And I'm placing my first finger here as a partial bar, pressing 4 out of the 6 strings. The E is played on the fourth string, second fret. The D is played with the third finger on the third string, fourth fret. And then I'm going to remove fingers number 3 and 2 to let just that partial bar on the second fret rest. And I'm playing the C sharp, which is on the second string, second fret, followed by 2 A notes played in octaves. The first A is played with a open fifth string, and the second A is already pressed by the partial bar chord on the third string, second fret. Okay, so let's repeat this. Starting with the second half of bar number 4 now, I'm going to repeat exactly the same introduction with a slight variation. So everything is the same up to a certain point. The same includes these notes. That is identical to the first few bars. Now, starting with the second half of bar number 6, I'm going to play an F sharp followed by A and C sharp. F sharp is played with the fourth finger on the first string, second fret. A and C sharp are played with the second finger pressing the third string on the second fret, and the C sharp played with the third finger on the second string, second fret. Followed by a G sharp, and then an E sharp, together with a C sharp in the accompaniment. The G sharp is played with the fourth finger on the first string, fourth fret. The E sharp, which is really an F natural, and the C sharp are played as follows. E sharp played with the second finger on the fourth string, third fret, and C sharp played with the first finger on the second string, second fret. So let's repeat that second half of the bar. Now we're going to move forward. A. The A is played with the fourth finger on the first string, fifth fret, followed by F sharp and C sharp. F sharp played with the third finger on the fourth string, fourth fret. C sharp played with the first finger on the second string, second fret. So then I'm going to play an F sharp with the fourth finger on the first string, second fret, followed by A and C sharp. The A is the open 5th string, C sharp played with the 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. So let's review this again from F sharp and A and C sharp. Open E, 1st string, followed by B and G sharp played together. The B is played with the 2nd finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. G sharp played with the 1st finger on the 3rd string, 1st fret. Followed by D sharp played with the 4th finger on the 2nd string, 4th fret. B and F sharp together. The B is played with the 1st finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. F sharp played with the 3rd finger on the 4th string, 4th fret. And now I'm going to slide this 4th finger all the way to the 7th fret with the 4th finger playing an F sharp. And I'm going to play here F sharp followed by E and A together. The E note is played with the 2nd finger on the 5th string's 7th fret, and the A is played with the 3rd finger on the 4th string, 7th fret. And now I'm going to play an E note. This note is played with the 1st finger on the 2nd string, 5th fret, followed by E and G sharp. The E is the open 6th string, and the G sharp is played with the 2nd finger on the 4th string, 6th fret. So let's take the second half of the piece, starting with the second half of bar number 4. So that is the first section of this etude by Fernando. I'll see you back for the second half of this tutorial.